Welcome to your yoga practice today. Today we have some folds, some nice deep folds, working into the strength of our hips. We're going to open them a little bit, but mostly just pulling them in and working the strength of them, combining that with those forward folds. So make sure you listen to your body. If you need variations, take the variations that I've offered, or something else if that's where you need to be. And just enjoy your practice here today. Namaste. Let's make our way to a comfortable seat here, taking inner thigh rotation. Engaging the lower belly, lifting the pelvic floor, pulling the lower belly in and up, sitting tall through the sides of the body, relaxing into the hips and shoulders as much as possible here. Drawing the awareness inward. And allowing your attention to move to the breath. First, simply noticing. And then gradually stretching that breath out, inhaling a little deeper and exhaling a little bit more complete. Eventually finding a full yoga breath. Staying connected to this nice full breath. Extending the arms out to the sides. With the next inhale, lifting them up. And exhaling, bringing them back down again. We'll do that again. And then once more. Inhaling to come back up to the top again. This time exhale just your right hand back to the mat and give yourself a tip to that right side. Keeping the pelvis rooted and the spine long. Inhaling, bring yourself back to center and we'll switch, taking it over to the left. Take a nice full breath here. And then with the inhale, bring yourself back up to the middle and we'll take it to the right again. See if you can get a little bit deeper stretch this time. Inhaling back to center. Exhale, take it left. Inhaling back up. And then exhaling to release the arms. Bringing the right hand to the left knee, left hand behind the back a bit. Give yourself a nice easy little twist over to the left. Rooting evenly on the pelvis, sitting tall through your spine. Releasing that back through the center over to the second side. Releasing back to center, let's take that first side again. This time using the left arm like a second spine, push into the floor to sit a little taller. And then pull against the knee, rotating the belly around. Imagine turning your side ribs toward the back of your mat and drawing that left shoulder back a little bit deeper than before. Big full breaths here. Releasing that, come back through the center and over to the second side. Same idea, using the arms, sitting taller and twisting a little bit deeper. Releasing back to center. And from here, we'll make our way around onto hands and knees. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Spread your fingers wide. Cushion your knees or your fingers, or your hands really, if you need to cushion. And then moving in through some cat-cows. Inhaling the belly toward the floor. Exhaling the spine up toward the ceiling. Following your breath in and out of those two poses. And gently working a little bit deeper through the spine as you go. Returning to a neutral spine here. Make sure the belly's still engaged. And we're going to walk the knees back or the hands forward to make our way into a kneeling plank. Find even across your shoulders. Make sure the belly's pulled in and the hips are in line with the shoulders and knees. And you can stay in a kneeling plank if that's where you need to be. Otherwise, extend the legs, coming to full plank, and just hold. Make sure you can breathe. Head in line with your spine. And then making our way into down dog. So let yourself wiggle and stretch as always in this first down dog. And then settling in, pressing through the heels, press your chest back towards your thighs, keeping the arms nice and engaged. From here, dropping down to the knees, and then taking just a few breaths in child's pose. Let's make our way back to down dog. And from here, shift forward into that plank again. Again, you can be on your knees. We're going to bend the elbows tight to the sides this time and drop on down to the belly. Taking the hands next to the side ribs so the forearms are pretty vertical. Hug the elbows in. Roll into your shoulders, curling the chest away from the floor. And then maybe pull with the hands like you're pulling your belly button forward to get a little extra space, and maybe that gives you a little extra lift. Pressing into the hands if you want to come a little bit higher. And then releasing back down again. Lifting the pelvis up off the floor and the chest, ideally at the same time. Take yourself back into down dog. And from here, we'll step the feet forward, making our way into standing fold. Allow yourself to just kind of walk in place here. So bend in through one knee, press into the opposite heel, back and forth like that. And we'll come to a center. So both legs are straight. We're going to slide the hands up to the thighs. Pulling the belly in, support your belly with your back with your lower belly. Lean on the hands if you need to lean on the hands. Make sure the hips are over the ankles and the spine is long and neutral. The arms can stay where they are or extend down the sides of your body. So a little less weight bearing. They can come out to the sides, adding a little bit more body weight. And if it's still really all good, the arms can extend forward. Fingertips, head, shoulders, and hips in a straight line. If it makes your knees bend or your back round, change up where your hands are. From there, we're going to make our way back into a chair. So the hands can still be supporting on the thighs or flying somewhere else. Keep the chest lifting, the spine long. And then inhale, stretching to the ceiling, and then release all of that. From the top of the mat here, let's inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale, take yourself over into a fold. Inhaling, come halfway up. With the exhale, take the right foot back into a lunge. So the knee can absolutely be on the floor if you'd like. We're going to just shift around into the hips a little bit, wiggle, get them moving. And then finding a center here, think sweeping the legs toward each other. From there, taking the left leg straight. Prop if you need to prop up on a block maybe. Drop the right knee if you need. Listen to your body. And then we'll bend back into the knee, stepping back into down dog. With an inhale here, shift forward, coming into plank. Knees if you need knees, taking it down to the belly. Slide the hands back, roll, pull, maybe a little press into your cobra here. And then releasing that, making your way up and back into your down dog again. So here we'll step forward with the right foot, bringing the toes to the fingers, dropping the left knee here if you need, wiggling around into the hips a little bit. Finding center, squaring the hips, and then taking the right leg straight when you're ready. So modify if you need to modify. Keep the shoulders drawing together on the back. Bending back into the knee, let's step forward, coming back to our standing fold. Next inhale brings us halfway up. And then exhale back over. Come all the way up, reaching toward the ceiling, and exhaling at the top. Let's do that again. Inhaling, exhaling yourself over into your fold. Halfway up, inhale, and with the exhale, left foot back lunge. So find your center, sweep the legs toward each other. You can absolutely drop the left knee if you need. Bringing the right hand to the hip, let's rotate around into a twist here, turning the belly, the side ribs, and the shoulder. Big full breaths. Releasing the twist and stepping back to your down dog. With an inhale, shift forward, come into plank. Knees if you'd like, take it down to the belly. Hands next to the side ribs as we roll, pull, and press into that cobra. Exhaling to release that, make your way up and back into your down dog. Stepping the left foot forward this time. Toes to fingers, wiggle them up there. Drop the back knee if you'd like. Bring the left hand to the hip, and we'll rotate around into our twist here. Full breaths, long spine. Releasing the twist, step forward into fold. Inhale and come halfway up, and then exhale back over again. Come all the way up, stretch to the ceiling. And exhale to release the arms back to the sides. So let's go one more time. Inhale up and exhale, fold. Halfway up on your inhale. And then step your right foot back on the exhale, back into that lunge again. So we're going to drop the back knee this time, sweep the legs toward each other, leave your hips low, and climb up on the thigh here, lifting your upper body as vertical as it will go. Continue to descend into your hips. Hang on with the hands on the thighs if that's where you need to be. Otherwise, reach the arms up, looking up at your lifted hands if you like. Let's release that back over into the lunge and we'll step back to our down dog. On the inhale, shift it forward, come to plank. On the exhale, take it to the belly. Sliding the hands back, inhale, roll into your cobra. Exhaling, release that, making your way back to your down dog. And from here, we step the right foot forward into lunge. Toes all the way to the fingers, dropping the left knee to the floor. Sweep the legs toward each other for stability and climb up on the thigh here. Descend into the hips, extend out the crown of your head. And yeah, reaching your arms if and when you're ready. Releasing that, make your way back over into the lunge, and we'll step forward into fold. Inhaling, come halfway up, and then exhale back over into your fold. Coming all the way up this time, reaching for the ceiling, and exhaling, release the arms. So here we'll take a short step back with the left foot, all 10 toes pointing toward the top of the mat. Taking the feet a little wider or more narrow, sideways or forward and back, however you need to be, so that you can be even on the four corners of your feet. We're going to bend into the right knee, keeping the upper body vertical, hips and shoulders square to the top of the mat, and then reaching the arms up. So we're even on the feet, and tall through the spine here. Nice full breaths. Releasing that, we're going to come over into a lunge. So go ahead and step that left foot back a little bigger. Sweeping the legs toward each other here. See about taking that right leg straight again. The hands can absolutely stay on the mat, or maybe one hand or both hands up to your hips, or interlaced behind the lower back. Take your time with that. Having no hands available to you is a little bit wobbly, can be a little intimidating. So just listen to your body. Nice big fold over that right leg is the thing. Releasing the hands back to the mat. Keeping that wider stance or maybe hopping the back foot in a little bit, we're going to lift the upper body back up again. So a lunging variation of that warrior one where we started. Releasing the hands, let's step back to the top of the mat. And we will take the second side. So the right foot back, that short little step, all 10 toes pointing forward. The back heel stays glued to the mat as you bend into the left knee, keeping the hips and shoulders square to the top of the mat and reaching the arms. Big full breaths here. Releasing that over into lunge. So slide that right foot back a little wider. Sweeping the legs toward each other. Let's go ahead and take that left leg straight again. So we're nice and even on the feet. The hips are squared still, And if you want to go handsless, one hand or both to the hips or to the lower back interlacing. Always an option. Listen to what your body needs from you. We'll release the hands back down, bending back into the knee. Keep the legs sweeping toward each other, climb up on the thigh here, lifting the upper body and then lifting the arms. So remember, that back foot can be a little closer in. You can drop down to the back knee if you need. Make the modifications that are right for you. Releasing the arms, let's step back to the top. We'll inhale, stretch the arms up toward the ceiling. And then exhale, take yourself over into a fold. From here, we'll make our way back to down dog. Stretch it all out. And we'll drop down to the knees and bring the legs around front. Taking the feet flat to the floor, grab onto your hamstrings. Take your upper body back so that your arms are almost straight, but not quite. Make sure the lower belly is engaged. You can leave your toes on the floor if you're feeling enough. Maybe just lift them up off the floor. The shins can come parallel to the floor or the legs can go straight. And you can hang on or let go in any of those places. Listen to your body. Make sure your belly is doing at least as much work as your back, ideally more. Big full breaths here. And we'll bring the soles of the feet together. Hang on to your ankles. Let your knees open, but try to stay balancing here if you can. From here, tuck your chin and roll on down to your back. Keep the soles of the feet together and then let them come to the floor, knees wide to the sides and just resting in through that inner hip there. Let's bring the knees back together. Drawing the knees in toward the chest, allow yourself to rock a little bit here, massaging your back against the mat. Taking the feet flat to the floor. Let's cross the left leg over the right with the knees tight. If you can wind your left foot behind your right calf, go for it. We're going to open the arms out into a T position here, and then let the legs fall over to the right. So if the left foot gets in the way a little bit, just see if you can tuck it up under, and relaxing the legs to the side, kind of wherever they fall. Nice full breaths here. Looking over the left hand if you like. Coming back up to center, don't uncross the legs, keep them crossed the way they are. And then let the legs fall over to the left. Feeling the little extra tug that you get with that left leg over there. Coming back up to the center, we will uncross the legs and cross them the other way. So right over left, knees tight, winding that foot behind if that's accessible to you. We're going to let the legs drop over to the left again. And just feel the difference in where you feel that twist. Coming back up to the center. Legs cross the same way, taking them over to the right. Relax to the side as much as you can. And then let's make our way back to center. Uncross the legs. And once again here, draw the knees into the chest and rock a little bit. Squeezing the knees in tight to the chest, pull the forehead toward the knees, round up through your spine for a moment here. And then release that into a full body stretch, fingertips to toes. Get nice and long again here. And then release that stretch, letting your arms come back down by your sides. Taking any other adjustments so that your body is comfortable. You can always come to a seated meditation. You can have the knees bent here if you prefer. Wherever you choose to be, becoming comfortable there. Letting the body rest. Keeping the mind quiet, and giving yourself a few minutes to rest here. Remember, you can stay here as long as you like. Namaste.